Guys, welcome back to another episode of Unfucking Motivated. Listen, we're sitting here with a very special guest, and I don't have a lot of special guests on, but this guy, he's unique to me, and our experience has been short, but it's been fun. We're here with Rich. Is it DeBerry?
It's DeBerry.
There we go, DeBerry. The blacker the berry, the sweeter juice. Now, Rich,
It's
go
sweet,
ahead.
baby.
Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell me a little about what you do, and even how we got connected, man.
First, guys, again, my name is Richard DeBerry, and I'm the owner of La Fundación K9, which is Get You a Presser.
Get you a
presser.
The first time you said, I thought, this dude is LD, man. I heard it in real time, but I said, dude, that's what the tone dropped. You got this solid pace going, and you hit him with that last tagline, which I love a good tagline because it's needed, right?
Yeah, I think it's catchy, and sometimes catchy works.
No, it always works, bro.
Yeah,
just do it.
Works. Just do it.
What's bigger than just do it?
Nothing.
There you go.
Nothing. But again, I own La Fundación K9. We are located in Tickfall, Louisiana. We are a Presa Canario kennel. I am also the owner of The Foundation Raw LLC, where we produce raw dog food and we ship nationwide. You can find us online at ifeedraw.com. We ship out on Mondays. We have 5 different blends. A very high quality dog food is made for your everyday working American, so it's very affordable. And that's
when he
the
says
goal.
working American, to be clear, people, you watch me feed the dogs. I can't fucking do that every day. That's perfect because if you go to ifeedraw.com, he's got a faster way.
Yes.
So that's what he's saying. You work 9, 12, 15 hours a day or just a solid 8-hour shift. You got kids or whatever's going on, but I want my dog's life to be enriched.
Correct.
Then this is one of the ways in which I would recommend you starting.
And, and honestly, I did it selfishly. I did it for me, trying to be efficient with my time.
But that's why it's beautiful.
Yeah, and I just shared it. So
there you go. Now, Rich, if you don't mind, walk them through a little bit about, and I'm going to try to cover as much as I can.
Okay.
But short story on what really got you going, because you walked me through when we first spoke on the phone. I had to chastise this guy with a few questions. Mm-hmm. You said, man, I was doing corporate America. They could send me anywhere, everywhere. When they said go, I went. And then one day I said, this is enough.
Yeah. I got pissed off, man. For so long, it's been my dream to make 6 figures and chase the American dollar and live the American dream. And the more and more I chased the dream to live the dream, the more I realized how empty that dream was to me. It wasn't fulfilling my soul.
Yeah.
So it was about fulfilling my soul. And then I got started buying dogs, and I had been in the Presa game 17 years ago, and I went to get back in it, and I couldn't find somebody that was doing the health testing that I felt was necessary for me to invest the type of money in the dog that it takes. So I travel a lot, been in 26 countries, and I love traveling. It's actually a hobby of mine. So I said, fuck it. I'll just go to Canary Islands and do it my damn self.
Yeah.
And so I didn't plan on breeding. Which is the crazy part. I have 17 dogs, and I breed dogs and breed to breed, but that wasn't the goal. The goal was to go get a very high-quality dog from the land that it originated from, and the person actually health test the dog.
And what's crazy is I hate breeding with a passion.
Yeah.
Like I literally, I despise it. So I connect with that because I've never bred to breed the baddest dog. I bred for the purposes, as you know, of education, but even more importantly, I also breed for me.
Yeah.
Because you go to a breeder and you got a few questions. You say, so you don't know about the dog?
Yes.
Didn't you breed this dog?
Correct.
And I know how to ask the right question. So by the time I'm at my 3rd question, I've assessed that this person has no fucking clue.
But here's something I also find very interesting, and something that I see even from people that's buying dogs from me is they don't understand pedigrees.
Oh God, please, Rich, you don't get me started.
I'm just saying,
please. Lord have mercy.
How do you not want to know the history and the lineage of your? What do you mean you don't want to know?
Oh man, Jesus Christ! So, it's kind of late, man. I'm up all night, but when you say pedigree, when Negroes come to me and say, "Trev, man, I want to make sure I preserve. I want to know my dog's bloodline." Mm-hmm. You go, what?
Yeah, bloodline.
If they could see my face, I'd be like this, huh?
Yeah.
You're like, so If the breeder you bought the dog from cannot tell you about every dog for 7 generations in this so-called bloodline that he personally put his hands on, do not tell me that there is a bloodline here.
And
because you said
hold
history.
on, it's deeper than that too.
Yeah.
For me. So one thing that I look at is in that pedigree, when you're going back 2-3 generations, how many of those people that bred those dogs are still breeding them?
Exactly.
Because if they're not breeding them, in my mind, that's a backyard breeding program. Like, they didn't make a hustle, make a dollar, make a dime, and you got this dog, and the person didn't really care about nothing but making money. Like, how many of them are still actually love the breed and still breeding? So that is something that I look for when I look at pedigrees.
And, part of me, even as I've said, created an AMT, an American Terrier, and building an idea of our own bloodline. We're 7+ years away from that. But by the time we get to our 7th generation with the females we need to start this idea I have, I will literally be able to tell you about their grandmother, which in this case is Zara. And I'll have data, I'll have footage, I'll have content, I'll have history, I'll have a story to share with anyone who asks me about the idea that I brought to life.
So, folks, listen to what we're saying. Pedigrees, understanding pedigrees is extremely important. Like, don't overlook that step in your process of buying a dog from any breeder. Like, ask questions, do the research, dig into Facebook, look to see what you can find. Like, it's the information's at your fingertip. Don't be lazy when you're spending this money. Like, look at the pedigree of the dogs, make sure it makes sense. And you see gaps on pedigrees and there's no dog names on the pedigree, like, red flag, stop, reverse. So what, you like the breeder, but it doesn't make sense. He can't explain it, and you can't. It ain't even about to explain. You can't prove it. I don't want to hear what you're saying. Like, show me then.
Yeah.
So, folks, pay attention to pedigrees. Don't overlook that stuff.
So then, what was the trigger as you went and got your dog from the Presser Islands? What was the thing that triggered? Damn, I'm gonna have to fucking breed these damn dogs. And was it because you didn't find someone who took health testing serious over there?
No, actually. I have a weird obsession of buying shit that I'm into. Like, I get extremely addicted. So I bought the first dog, and then I'm like, yeah, I love her, I like her, but that ain't really what I really wanted. Because you buy the puppy, and when the puppy's 3 months old, 4 months old, oh, I love it. And then when the dog's turned 11, 12, 14, 15 months, the dog changes, and you like, well, fuck, I didn't see that. Oh, well. So when I had a dog that I loved in the beginning, and folks pay attention, the dogs change just because that's what it is when you get it. When it's 3 or 4 months, don't mean that's going to be what it is when it's 2 months old. 2 years old, 3 years old. So the dog wasn't what I wanted it to be, so I started chasing that.
Oh, damn.
So then I got my second dog, and I actually waited 2 years. 2 years, because I did research pedigrees. I waited 2 years for the people even breed the dog before I got Greedy Man. I paid for the dog 2 years before I got him.
Yeah.
And he wasn't cheap.
No, and look,
like,
none of it's cheap when you're buying from people who understand what their goal is.
yes.
When you go and buy that iPhone that's $1,500 and the price keeps going up, right? It's not cheap because they figured out how to get it to you faster or figured a formula. It gets more expensive because they keep adding value in their minds, at least.
Yes. Yeah, in their minds.
And at the end of the day, we keep justifying value by giving them our dollar.
Yes.
So in this case, you go find a good breeder, or you go find the dog you're looking for. You read the pedigree, and you say, "Damn, all these dogs are worth this." Which, in my mind, if I started Zara, which I'll tell people frankly, I paid $2,700 for Zara. I've got her ABKC paperwork. It was $400 to get her shipped from Florida to Dallas, Texas. She got here at 2 a.m. The family who said, hey, we're getting close. You want her to keep it to the hotel? I said, no, bring her here now.
Yeah.
Because I had never even done the shipping and handling thing. I could tell you from $2,700 to me creating my AMT, the eventual buy-in on the dog that I formulate that can work and have an off switch, have drive but no prey drive, which is one of my goals personally, is going to cost you 20 bands.
Yeah.
Because it's not even a dog I want to get rid of. Because once we fine-tune our formula, we don't even have to have it breeding but every 3 or 4 years.
Yes.
And that's when our females are 3 or 4.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you go, oh, I don't have to rush this process. I've got it right. But that's 7+ years of work, right?
That's important.
7+ years of work. So then if you had to then lean into potentially telling people, what else to look for when potentially finding the right dog. Let's take the Presser off the table. Presser's a dog that you've alluded to in various videos we've shot that requires quite a bit of work and time and energy and effort.
The research and understanding the breeder, how long they've been doing it. I look at what they feed the dogs, and I spoke on transparency the other day. Like, it's so many people about dogs that don't even know what the breeders even fed the dogs. Like, I look at all the details because that's where the devil lies, in the details. So pay attention to everything, guys, when you're buying a dog, like pedigree, the history of the dog, the breeder, the program, how the dog living conditions are. When it comes to buying a Presa
But talk
Canaria,
about this too. What
Go
about
ahead.
how they treat you?
You know,
And I'm
here's
talking
the
about a
thing.
breeder, right? Because
Yeah.
some of them niggas come shaking a nigga down like, I got to bet you, like, my man, chill.
It ain't, you know, for me, I don't have to like the breeder. They don't have to like me. But if I like what the goal is of my program and they have it to connect that dot, I'm humbling
So
myself.
then you got to know how to read between the lines. Then.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you can't, like, you like, oh, this nigga, you know what's funny is I
You gotta
told
know
the
what
nigga-
you're dealing with, bro.
I said-
Know
I
your
told this-
audience.
One of the dogs I bought, I said, nigga, you don't know what you have. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because when he said, my sister was like, yo, you should have kept that one. It was like, yo, he's a different person. Like,
Yes.
that dog is who that dog is because of him. I wouldn't even be able to do that with that dog.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I know what to do because I can see every. I'm like, oh,
Yes.
it's over.
Know your audience. So the goal for me, man, like I said, is just making sure that I pay attention, that know that I proceed with caution. I take the emotion out of it.
Man, say,
Because a lot of people are emotional buyers when it comes to buying
what's
a
an
dog.
impulsive thing?
Yeah, very impulsive.
Yeah,
Take it out. If you actually plan on having a true program, I have a checklist of things that I look at: character, structure, head, teeth, bite, rear angulation, top line, temperament, how emotionally balanced the dog is, the parents,
Yeah.
and then I look at the puppies and see how the prey drive is. I got a list that I go by. And if it's too many boxes in the list that ain't checked, I don't give a shit how much I like the breed of the dog and how much money I paid to fly to another country to get the dog. I'm out.
Yeah.
Because I learned the hard way by being emotional and being an impulse buyer that it cost me more in the long run to just go with the flow compared
Even
to saying
mental peace
fucking
too,
no.
though, bro.
Yes. You got to say no sometimes.
Yeah, well, you got look. I did something the other day. I said, look, guys, just fucking say no.
Yeah, say no.
Just fucking say no,
Yeah.
man.
It's hard. So, you know, because you don't want to disappoint the breeder that really may not even give a shit about you, but you care more about him, that you don't want to say no and offend him about his puppy or dog that you may realize it doesn't fit what you need, and you still buy the dog, and then you don't have support. Then you 2 years down the line, you realize I shouldn't have bought this dog. Now I got a problem, and that's how dogs get rehomed. That's how dogs get mistreated, because you end up with something you're really not happy with because you can't love it because you knew from the beginning you shouldn't have bought the fucking dog.
Yeah. Hey, look, bro. Say less with that one, man. So, what are the things that led into you building a business? Now, would you call yourself a businessman?
No. I call myself an adult kid that's having fun, doing something I really love, and just seeing how much I can master doing something I love.
And have you given yourself, from a business standpoint, a time limit on when it should basically?
5 years.
There you go.
5 years. I know that answer.
So in 5 years, you like, this has to work.
Oh, it's gonna work.
Or I have to do something different.
No. It's gonna work
There
in
you
5.
go.
In 5 years, if people are mad at La Fundación on K9 right now, mark my word, in 5 years, you're gonna be pissed, because the type of product that we're gonna put out is gonna be fucking amazing. I'm telling you right now, mark my word, because I'm not gonna stop until I get it right, and get it right consistently.
There you go.
Consistently. So 5 years.
5 years.
Watch me work.
And that's just on the breeding side.
On the breeding side.
That makes sense.
Oh, we
man.
ain't even talking about
The business.
Yeah.
The raw feeding
Yeah,
side.
that's a whole nother we'll do a different shoot on that one. Like,
which
that's
one,
deep.
Which one would you say you were passionate about right now?
You know, it's kind of hard to say both, but the raw dog food right now has me excited because I went at it for a reason, to your point, of solving a problem.
Yeah.
That is solving problems for other people at a rapid pace.
Yeah.
So it makes me happy. But I love to be able to produce puppies like I just did, that I'm just like, damn, this is the best Presa puppy. So
people, if I
it's
like
hard
Presses,
to say both.
I would tell you I would get one. I got to be honest with you. He'd be one. I'd be like, yo. And mind you, we've talked about putting one in our vicinity where it still would be in some type of care where I'm related to. But You know, I like that white foot one you had.
Yeah. Thriller. His name is Thriller.
That motherfucker is
yeah.
tough. Look, and
That's a good looking dog.
Well, see, that's the thing. Even when I go see Chris's bulldogs, you go, God, Chris, I don't like bulldogs, but I like yours. This fucker's tough, man.
And look, that's the hard part for me because I want to keep them all.
Of course.
Like, I'm like, I want to, and I have the space. I'm like, I can afford to do. I'm like, I want to keep this one. I want to keep this one. But it's not fair to the dogs because a mistake that I've made. Transparency, guys, pay attention. Too many dogs at one time, especially too many young. I have 4 young dogs meaning under 8 months old, all at the same time. You cannot give those dogs the amount of time, attention, and development that they need at that age if you got 4 young ones, because the timelines are so critical for as fear points that they go through. I missed on a couple dogs because I had too many at one time, so that's why I won't keep them on when I can, because I want to do what's best for the dog, best for the breed, and best for the long term of the program.
But look, I missed all those points with Cha-Cha and Bam Bam, right?
Yeah.
And I had to do a whole video where I said, look, guys, I'm about to put Bam Bam down. And, or someone's experience, you could take him. I gave him away for free. That was my first pick in one of the litters. And people ask about him literally probably once a week, if I'm being honest. And at the end of the day, he's alive still, but I still would have put him down because I don't trust him due to the fact that fear factor is a dangerous thing, bro. And when you got a dog your size, your fucking dog's at 150 afraid.
They can hurt you.
They can.
Yes.
My man, you lose a kneecap, bro.
Yeah. That's real.
I respect the size of his dogs. I respect that a dog is a dog. I love that you have great looking dogs. And that you're figuring
That's important, though. You know, like as much as it's like a bad thing for a breeder to love the color and the look of the dog. Like just far as aesthetics of the dog, like I like the way that they look, and I have a favorite color. I like that red fawn dog. I have a dog named Lyanna, and when she's clean and her coat is popping, that red fawn it just looks really expensive. It's like, woo! And it's rare because in the Presser Canario world, you don't see that color too much.
And so what would you say is one of the number one selling points when looking, like you're going to go get you a Presser, what's the first selling point?
Well, from my program?
Yeah, from your program. Somebody calls Lafu Dashian. I got it right for once.
You did.
I did.
Congratulations. That was time number 51 to 52.
There you
56.
I got it right once. As you know, what's one of the first things you sell them on?
Transparency, man.
Yeah.
Like I want people to know and not question what they're getting, where it came from, and to understand the money. Because my dogs are expensive. They're $5,500, and most presses in America are $1,500 to $2,500.
Really?
Oh yeah.
They that cheap?
And they can't give them away.
You can't even get rid of them for $1,500.
They struggle to sell dogs at $1,500 to $2,000 because at some point the consumer realized like he's trying to push his dog on me, and I don't try to push dogs on people. I literally turn down more people, bro. Like I start giving my clients that I'm not gonna sell dogs to other presser breeders, like, yo, man, here's the guy that want to buy a dog. Here's the guy that want to, because it doesn't fit what I want for my owners. So I just don't do it.
And look, my selling point, same thing. I'd be like this. Listen, so what do you got going on in your life?
Yeah.
Because
I have a puppy application. Like, if you go look to buy a dog from most people, that especially in presser breeders or bully breeders, how many times did you have to fill out a puppy application when you bought your dog?
None of them.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, get this. One of the dudes I bought a stud feed from on fucking Christmas Eve tried to hit. He goes, we doing the breeding with Czar, right? He goes, hey, that's gonna be an extra $500. I said, bro, you ran a deal. He was so drunk.
Yeah.
The night he sold me the stud fee, he forgot he sold it to me for $15, and I paid it to him in full. So when the time came and I drove to Memphis to meet him, he was like, "Oh, I think I still need $500." I'm like, "You don't remember?" Oh man, I was so lit out, bro.
Wow.
I sat on a couch contemplating, do I fucking do this thing right now?
Yeah.
Or do I do it later? And I said, you know what? And Jamar could tell you, I walked him through getting the Merle gene early.
Yeah.
Not because we want to duplicate it, but because I want to teach people about it. That I got to do this. I said, fuck, I got to do this right now. He running a deal. I'm gonna go ahead and go with it and make it happen, bro. And that was that.
Bro.
So when you say puppy application in the bully space, is whoever got money, who's ever willing to pay. There's definitely no education understanding.
And the breeder's gonna sell the dog because they want the money. They want to get.
Which is why we're so valuable.
Bro, they want to get rid of the dogs at 8 weeks. I want to give this thing as soon as I can. I want to keep the dog to you 10 weeks to make sure that the dog personality fit what my client is telling me that he wants.
Yeah.
Some people want that super dominant dog. Some people want one that's a little bit more laid back and chill.
There's certain ones that we don't develop when people tell us, like, hey, it's going to be around my cat. I say, ooh, we got to leave him alone. Leave him in the house, nigga.
Yeah.
Because if he come outside and get active, he going to get too curious too early.
Yep.
And he'll terrorize his family. They don't have that type of energy. But, and I'm always a conflict person because I know foundationally we are going to have some good dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Challenge is I don't think everybody deserves our dogs. The beauty is that there are some good families. We had 11 dogs in one of our last litters, and only 3 of them were bought with papers. What that means is these people wanted just to take care of our dogs. So 8 of the dogs.
Hold on. You said something. Papers?
Oh, yeah.
I don't give papers out when I sell my puppies.
Oh, no, they got them almost at the next year.
Yeah, but even still, as the program, okay, this is my philosophy on it. If I give you papers to a dog and you are not truly a breeder, I'm supporting backyard breeding. So if you want to get papers from a dog from my program to think about breeding later, you're going to title the dog. You're not going to just take a dog, put him on a chain, put him in the house, and then when the dog turns 2 years old or whatever, you breed him. No. Get the dog out there, expose the dog, title the dog, show you love the dog, and then when you do that and you have a title, you can say, hey, Rich, I got the title. Okay, now we can do full rights to the dog. Because you're doing right by the dog and not your pocket.
I love that approach. One of the biggest, I say, conflicts I had when I got back into the bully space, be it they've ran into the ground, was there's too many things I can't control.
Yeah.
And what I can't control is the AMT in the future. So that idea, this whole self-care, self-protect, and you know who does it the best? The fucking Jack Russells.
Really?
Bruh. They have a policing system where if the mother has a bad litter, look, check this out.
What?
She can't be registered, but she could produce a pup that could be registered if it meets the criteria and qualifications. Keep that, think about it. When they broke it down to me, and that's why we won't join the AKC, because we believe that this dog, is supposed to be preserved, and we have this.
Man.
You
That's
could
beautiful.
have you could have a litter of puppies. The mom can't be. You could register a pup if it meets the standard of what a Jack Russell is.
They are not missing the point.
For one, they're not playing.
They own it though, because if you are breeding to better the breed, they focused on the result,
bruh.
Not the process. How you get Did it meet the standard? Yes, the dog can be registered. I like that.
Yeah, no, and so when
that's super tight.
I said I'm gonna adopt that mentality, because the funny thing is, Jamarcus and I are at this event, and this woman who's over everything, she runs up on us. She sees the camera. So what are you guys doing? Well, we have to make sure that we basically vet everyone with a camera so that we control output. And she took us down the history of a Jack Russell, and I go, wow. And they go, yeah, you can't just register these. That's not how this works.
That's awesome.
If your dog doesn't meet this, and that, you can't get paperwork on that dog. It don't work that way.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Now, that's interesting, because that means you can breed, but that means you really have to think about how you're going to better the next breeding, because those dogs might not be qualified for papers.
Yeah. I mean, again, consumers. Pay attention. If you got somebody that's going to just give you paperwork on a dog and just let you just run with the paper with a dog, you need to question who you're buying from, the integrity of the program. You need to really understand what's happening. Don't miss what's really happening. Don't be excited because you got the dog and you buy. No. Are you buying from a professional program, or are you buying from a backyard breeder?
Yeah.
And accept whatever it is. If you okay with buying from a backyard breeder because your ego, like, I bought the dog, I got the papers. That's how I used to be. I ain't gonna lie, because I just thought that if I buy the dog, I get the papers. I own a dog. That ain't the way it should be, because that is very much so allowing backyard breeding. That's why some of the breeds are fucked up as they are right now.
And so that was the hard. There's a documentary called Waiting for Superman, and it's on the school education system. It's a black dude starts off, and he talks about basically all the lottery schools and stuff. And so for me, when you dissect it, when you take even the personal side of it. Okay, personally speaking, am I ever going to be of influence? That great of influence where I can impact how people make choices on the American Bully and the ABKC, which I do not own, no. What I can do is try my best to educate, teach, and create this idea that I've always had. And because they fucked it up so bad, I'll take everything they've done and fine-tune it.
Yeah.
Because now
Use it
I
to
can
your
write
advantage.
a whole new thing on,
Correct.
yep, the Merle exists in the AMT, the Suds. I can do everything in the right way based on this formula and database, if you would. But because I can't control it, matter of fact, I'll sign your paperwork and take my name off. You call the dog whatever you want. Does that mean supporting stupidity? Yes. Let's be candid and saying this means supporting stupidity. But the respect that they still have, because I'm open about it, like, yo, guys, if you need the pride and ego and you want to go fuck this thing up, good luck. Because we've done 1,000 videos, literally, on breeding, how to do it right, the patience. Before you breed, find a mentor. Take care of the fucking dog. You want to know how to breed? Love a dog first.
Say that again.
Love-
Love a dog first.
Love a dog first, bro. Don't
And they
ask me
don't.
about breeding and you ain't never loved the dog, bro. And a dog ain't never loved you back.
Correct.
I've loved so many dogs that they've went out of my hands in real places, in real time, in other homes, and changed other people's lives. There's a dog that walked out of a gym and went to go live with the family. And even yesterday when I was on the live with the guy who was interviewing me, this woman says we had Ace and he was one of the best dogs we ever had. And I'm seeing it, but I can't, I'm on the interview. She goes, this dude is like, that was 12 years ago.
Damn.
Harmony, shout out to Harmony. She watched one of the dogs that Mike had, which is the breeding I did with. She said, you don't know this, but I had so-and-so back. I said, oh, for real?
That's cool. That's what it's all about.
Then my Indian friend, her family, these people have cats. They have a cat named Yasmin. I know the family very well. They kept a pit bull till it died 14 years.
Jeez.
And I had baby girl till she was 2 or 3. She had her first litter at 4, and this was when I was 20-something, bro.
That's a cool story.
I've put more dogs that shouldn't have been in places because of my love, care, and attention to detail, where they could literally walk out of a full-grown dog. I'm talking Ace was a 105-pound pit bull. He wasn't technically, but he was a big-ass boy.
Yeah.
Cropped ears and everything. He walks out of the gym, goes lives with a white guy who does finance.
That's cool. I like that.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and he says, it's probably one of, I wish I was in the camera back in the day, because he's in the boxing ring at Leo Moreno's gym, and he says, man, that dog is so cool, man. And Ace is foaming around everywhere. I got this nigga dialed in.
That's cool.
And he goes, if my daughter came back from her vacation with her mother and she had a dog like that, she'd think I was the coolest dad in the world. I said, you want to take him home?
That's how it happened?
Oh, absolutely. And my kid, Rock, I got a picture of Rock sitting down
That's
on the
how it happened.
Oh, yeah. Rock is sitting on the concrete holding Ace like this. All the kids, my athletes, on my phone. I said, boss, you can't get rid of Ace. I said, if it makes his life better and that girl's
Bro, that's
day,
selfless, bro.
I said, then I can do this again.
That's impressive.
I can do this again. That dude walked out of the gym, put Ace in his truck, and I never saw Ace
That's
again.
impressive.
That's when I'm 22.
Yeah,
So
you matured early in
I
life.
tell people, I said, bro, if you don't,
I'm gonna tell you right now, at 46 years old, I have a hard time putting one of my dogs I love, and I'm like, fuck, that's my dog. Like, I know you can't have them, but yeah, that's awesome.
I know the impact and power of a pet, and it's because of my grandfather, for being honest. And I don't think I've even done an episode on what Clarence Cochran Sr. did in terms of me really loving animals in the way that they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I never had the pride that some people have today of, I was like, I could do this again. It's a dog. I'm always going to love dogs. That's why I was like, when we look at it now, I say, nobody can do this better than me.
Yeah.
I've did it with selflessness at 20.
Yeah.
You can't outdo me at 35. It's not even plausible.
Hey, I can't outdo you at 46. I ain't letting my dogs go. Get your own damn presser.
But get you a presser, right?
But get you a presser.
It all works itself out, though, right?
Yeah,
in
it
the
really does.
end, man.
It
So
really
look,
does.
I know it's late, guys. Look, Rich just came here to Dallas. He did Rumble in the Jungle show. We got to get out there and support him and see an opportunity, and potentially seize one in the future. So definitely reach out to ifeedraw.com. Follow him on all platforms. We can't thank you enough. We didn't really scratch the surface in this episode, if we're being candid, but he's a guy I wanted to capture at least one timestamp of you sitting down and just sharing a thing, on the podcast. Now, I've got to ask the question we ask anybody who's new. What keeps you motivated, man?
Ooh. Chasing perfection.
Ooh, that's a long journey, boy.
Yeah, chasing perfection, man. Like
The pursuit of it, huh?
Yeah, the pursuit of it. Like, I'm after it. I'm after it. And when I get close and
Are you saying after it or after it?
after it, I'm getting after chasing.
Oh, he's country as hell. I don't know what this nigga.
Yeah, I'm country as a motherfucker. I'm a nigga from Portsmouth, Virginia. Guys, I am country as shit.
I'm like this. Maybe he said something I don't know. That's why I'm like, let me.
Yeah, I'm getting after it, baby. That's what we said in football. Get after it.
Yeah. There you go,
Get
right
after
there.
it.
That's stuff right there, boy.
Yeah, get after it, guys.
So you're chasing perfection. That's the
Yes.
thing. The pursuit of it is what keeps you on your toes.
Oh, yeah.
And honoring, as you talked about.
And that on top of, I hate fucking losing.
Ooh.
Like, losing, I've never learned to be a good loser. Like,
I don't think you should.
I've never learned. But some people are good losers. I'm not. And I've never been a good loser. So those two things.
I don't process it well.
Bro, I suck at it. Like, I gotta admit, I fucking suck at losing. I just learned how to hide it better. But it burns my soul inside, I promise you.
say.
So those two things is what motivate me. Chasing perfection and hating losing.
Man, look, that in itself is enough motivation, to say the least, to keep one inspired, to keep trying.
Yes.
And I tell the best thing you could ever do. My best advice to anybody is always just to try, man.
Yeah.
You never know
gotta
where
try.
you. So what was your biggest takeaway from the trip you made up here to potentially, see what your business could do or what was going on in the dog world?
Ooh, good question. My biggest takeaway is that people are actually fucking listening. And they're now asking more questions, and they okay with admitting they don't know about raw feeding, but they're curious now. So the curiosity is coming. With the curiosity, people start doing research and start reaching out more, start asking questions more, and start doing what's best for their dog and not going into it because that's the way it's always been. We fed kibble. My dad fed kibble. I'm going to feed kibble. So
Here's the one. I had a dog live 17 years on pedigree.
Yeah.
An old Roy. I said,
I got
the
the cheapest dog food I can possibly find them. Yeah.
Well, I think what you're saying for me takes me back to a moment where Steve Jobs, he was asked this in 1980 something, and they said, guy says, why do you think computers are going to change the world? He said, sir, do you use and remember, you stay calm. Do you use a calculator? He says, yeah. He said, does it make your life easier? He said, yeah. He said, well, you're already being seduced by technology. He said, and this computer, as he said in many things, will be like the bicycle. We become more proficient when we're in a bicycle or a car, right?
Yes.
Efficient even. This computer is going to speed up productivity and connect people to bigger things. Here we are 30, 40 years later, roughly. 1976 when Apple
Couldn't live without a computer.
The phone, the computer, post-computer.
Yeah.
think about what the world would be
Look at what
like.
we're doing right now.
It's all based on this fucking technology, right?
Absolutely.
So you think about it, it's the seduction. So even when we talked about marketing stuff, it's those little things that I go and find when I'm trying to research the biggest and best. What was he saying? How was he thinking when people, the whole world, remember, computers were bad.
Yes.
Y2K was awful.
Yes. You remember that?
Oh, my God.
The world was going to come to an end.
The 2000, the Mayans predicted this is over. This is the calendar for 2000. This says this is, you go, look, nigga, we still here.
We still here.
Hey, Drake said it best. Niggas say my days is numbered, but I keep waking up.
I keep waking up, baby.
It's like this. I keep waking up. Well, I'm gonna keep trying every day I wake up. So I love the fact that you're on the right path. I'm glad one of your takeaways was that people are scratching their head, and that's the point of real good businesses. How many ways in which can I draw perspective in a way that forces them to ask a few questions, and if they're asking themselves a question, and we answer them with actions.
You got to make them comfortable,
All facts.
and you make them comfortable by being transparent.
Well, part of that comfort and transparency also is making them uncomfortable because now,
Yes.
be it we've done it so much, they feel like they've got it. Like, look, this dude does. Look at his dog.
Yes.
Like, we don't just
Yes.
feed raw. We go and do raw things.
Yes.
When we're out there in raincoats, jumping around in the river,
Oh, yeah.
climbing up trees, they go, boy, my dog wouldn't jump over a puddle. Well, I couldn't have that dog, so that's none of my business.
Correct.
But point is when we put the raw to the test, when Ego and Tron and Cha-Cha and Hera and Jamarcus' dog Nala and all these dogs are getting active, they go, that food does that, huh? I'd be like, it might.
Yep.
It might not.
Try it.
But at the end of the day, I trust this better than I trust that dog food. And I've used dog food for years, to be clear. But I'm one of those, once I get informed, you can't claim darkness no more, man.
Yes. No, you can't.
I can't claim. Once you step in the light, you can't claim darkness.
No.
So we got to do better. Rich, listen, man, I appreciate your time. I can't
Thanks
thank you
for
enough
having me.
for coming up here, man.
The hospitality's been great.
Man, and likewise, when we came down there, man, I love going into places where we feel welcome. I brought my group with me, my guys, and
Great times.
we all enjoyed both our time away from the house, if we're being honest, sitting in the hotel room chilling, and even the drive wasn't bad. It was like, this is a clean 7.
Let's go.
And it was like, yo, we back. It was like nothing happened.
Yeah.
And we was right back in the the shits and giggles. So we love Greedy, man. Glad we got to see him again and all
Cool
your
dog.
dogs, people. Listen, get you a presser. Definitely
Get you a presser.
definitely take care of your dogs. If you're listening, hopefully you learn something most importantly about yourself. Stay tuned, take care of your dogs, and stay motivated.
Let's go.